folks, been back at the allotment and I just thought I'd show you what I've been up to. I've put the wire mesh up. That is now, I've now got a fence more or less around my plot. I've got one little bit to do, and I've got to put a new gate post at the other end. In fact, I'll show you what I need to do. I think you can see it's not looking too bad, is it, folks? Whew. Right. What basically, we had some rabbit-proof fencing put up, folks, but the wire was only about 2 foot high. So you can see I'd already wired my bottom bit in a few years ago when I was thinking about having some chickens up here. So what I've got to do is put another piece across there. I've got plenty of wire, so that's going to be a job. And then I should state that the idea behind this fence is not necessarily to keep the hens in. It's more to, when I bring my dog up, that she's not going to be running over all this muddy area, especially if we've had rain. Because my area is pretty dryish. Just at the very top, just show you, because we had all that rain last week, and it's pretty well dried up now. I'll take you up here. It's a bit windy and it's a bit cold today. Right, so I'm putting all this wood chippings. Oh, phone's going, back in a minute. Sorry about that, folks. It's one of those bloody nuisance calls. Excuse my language. You know, one of those, oh, you've been involved in an accident. Oh, dear, annoy me. The first one I've had on that phone, though. Right. Yeah. What's going to happen here is there's going to be a gate post put in somewhere about there, so it's flush with this post here. I've got the post just over there. I've just got to get some postcrete and dig enough hole, and then I've just got to see if I've got a gate. May have to build a gate for it, but that's not too much of a problem. Right, so that is what I've been up to now. I shall catch up with you a bit later. Hello folks, back on the chicken pen. Right, I've got the last bit to do here, folks. Now, these bits are the fiddly parts. Now, if you are intending to get in a frame like this, when it comes to, I leave the fiddly bits to last. What you need to do is stretch the chicken wire above the roof, so you've got the angle, everything's covered. Then if you're on your own like me, tie at the top bit on the right, and what I've done is I've put another piece just below the door lock, and then I'm going to stick another one in between. So it's about every 10-12 inches. That's about 240 to 300 centimetre. I cut all these bits off after. So you go all the way down, and then pull it with your hand, and then do it at the top corner. Then do another one, work your way down, and then eventually you'll get it nice and tight. You can do the top, and then you can either cut the top off, or you can fold it over and just zip it, which I've done on that side. I'm putting tarpaulin over the top anyway, so it's not going to really show up or anything. So I'm just going to crack on with this bit down here. I'm going to add an extra one at this bottom bit. I suppose we ought to see whether the door will shut. Coming on, folks. I don't know whether you can see me down there. Let me lower the camera down. Just need to get some more ties. Right, I'm actually kind of I'm being clever down here, folks, because can you see I've got this big piece of wire left over. The idea behind that is that I can staple it to the post to stop things from getting down that gap, because we have got a chicken wire fence up there as well. So I'm just trying to cover all my avenues. I've also got the wire coming out. This is going to be buried into the ground like a skirt. That's going to be buried quite some considerable way down here, or I'll be doing something with it anyway. then, what I've got to do now is I've got to tie the top bit. I'm going to actually I need some steps for that, so I'm going to switch the camera off in a minute. I've also got to do the triangle above the door, and then it's totally enclosed. The next step then is to reinforce it all and to make it mainly fox proof. I'm never going to make it I mean, as it stands, a rat could go through this. I'm pretty sure a rat could, I've seen them go through very tiny holes, and certainly no problems for a mouse, because a mouse, believe it or not, can go through about about 8 millimeters. I've seen mice go through. You know, when I used to keep mice as a kid, and they used to be able to get through bars 8 millimeter apart. Amazing creatures. Right, so that's it for this. I may put the top all in on. I may do some reinforcing, so you may either see me a bit later today or you'll see me tomorrow. Okay folks, I've now completed covering the chicken run, and I've started reinforcing the fence. As it happened, I'd got loads left from what they supplied, so I thought I might as well use some of that. So it's so what I've done is I've got an overlap outside of about a foot or so, and I'm going to peg that all down. This is all at this end. This is all wide in anyway, all the way round. I'm going to wire it across the floor as well. I've just heard that the special wire what I've ordered has come, but the coop's going to go there up to that cane. So I want to try and have that secure from underneath from rats. So so I'm going to get some of that heavy duty stuff what I've ordered. That's going to go underneath there. May have the coop on a pallet or something. I'll have to see how that goes. So we're kind of winging it a bit. Yeah, so it's just a matter of reinforcing it, taking some advice, and then deciding how I'm going to tackle the floor. And obviously the ends here. We'll see. I'm going to have to dig it right in, I think, along this edge, the wire. Put some wire right the way down into the ground to make it fox-proof. So I really have got plenty of wire, so there's no shortage of that now. Enough to do whatever I want. So I do want to make it as secure as I think's possible. I realise that foxes are very cunning and they could probably chew through or whatever, but I'll do my best to make these chickens, hens, as safe as possible. Okay, I've got to go now. I've had enough. I've done, as I say, I've done the garden fence and I've done this, and now it's time for cream cake at home. So I'll catch you probably tomorrow.